Surprise! Yay, this is the Herpie deck profile. I know, you're probably shocked. You're like, wait, didn't we supposed to vote on which deck would be eliminated? You know, Lightsworns or Harpies, and you just did the Lightsworn deck yesterday and then gave us Thunder Family. So why are you doing the Harpie deck profile? Because Harpies are gone too. Harpies are also being taken off, and you're going to have to find out what deck it will be replacing Harpies at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, you know, look forward to that. So, you know, just like an old-fashioned, when the deck is being removed from either Madolche or Daily Duels, we give it a deck profile, we give it a little farewell deck profile. So I'm going to go ahead and go through the deck, explain the card choices, etc., etc. So, of course, in any Harpie deck, you run 3 Channeler. Channeler is literally the best monster in the entire deck. You discard a Harpie, you can summon any Harpie or Harpie Dragon. And when there's dragon on the field, this card automatically becomes 7. That is not optional. You know, your opponent could be literally dueling with dragon rulers, and they summon a dragon ruler, she will go up to 7, and you'll be like, okay, what the hell? Yeah, that's not optional. You know, you could not even want to go into a rank 7, but automatically, if there's a dragon on the field, anywhere on the field, she becomes 7. And also, her name is treated as Harpie Lady while in the field or in the graveyard. So, if you guys want to know a really good side card for Harpies, Prohibition. You play Prohibition, you call Harpie Lady, yeah, it hurts, you know. They can play the Challenger, but they can't activate her effect because she automatically becomes Harpie Lady. They also can't even exceed with her, so yeah, definitely that hurts. So, they better hope that they have a party, not a party, a Harpie's Hunting Ground, definitely. Next we run 3 Queen. You know, Queen can be used to discard to get a Harpie's Hunting Ground. You can search it. Also, it is Harpie Lady while on the field. So, once again, if you have Prohibition, you summon her. She becomes Harpie Lady. Can't even do anything with her. Can't attack. You can't. Nothing. She's just stuck on the field. Unlike a lot of the other monsters that you pitch to get near a field spell, she doesn't really like automatically die like what's that one guy who gets you Sanctuary in the Sky or like Captain Gold or whatever? You know, where if there's the field spell's not on the field, they just die. Harpie Queen doesn't do that. So if you don't even have the field, if you don't want to pitch her for the field spell, I mean, she's still a 19 beater, not bad. And of course, you can summon her with Harpie Channeler, and also she's a Harpie, so she counts as Harpie in the grave, so you can summon her back with Hysteric Party, etc., etc. Next, we run 3 Harpie Dancer. Harpie Dancer is not the best Harpie in the deck, but this deck does have consistency issues, so you want to run as many monsters as you can, definitely. Harpie Dancer is also, his name is treated while Harpie Lady while in the field or in the graveyard, so once again, Prohibition, you summon her, you can't even return her back to the hand, you can't do anything with her, she's just stuck. She's really good with Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, but that was really inconsistent, you know. So I decided to edit the deck and take that out. At the beginning, it was in there, you know. You could go Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, summon Harpie Dancer, return to your hand, summon one from the deck, and then get an additional normal summon, which would be a pretty decent play. But like I said, you only got 3 Harpie Dancers and 1 Divine Wind of the Mist Valley, so it really wasn't even worth the trouble. Now what she's really interested in doing is that if you want to pop your opponent's back row, you can go ahead and go activate Harpie's Underground, summon Harpie Dancer, pop a card, return her back to the hand, summon her again, and pop another card. So it's pretty much a 2-pop if you pull it off right. So definitely Harpie Dancer's fairly decent card. I wouldn't give her the the award for the best Harpie Lady or anything, but you know, she does work when she needs to. Next we run 3 Harpie Lady 1. Some people run, you know, Harpie Lady 1, some people run Cyber Harpie Lady. I personally just like Harpie Lady 1 just because of the 300 boost attack that she gives everybody. So when you summon a whole bunch of Harpie Lady 1s through like, let's say, Hysteric Party, you know, that's an additional 900. I mean, it does stack, so that's a 900 for every wind monster, even your Draco stacks and stuff. So yeah, also, she is also treated as Harpie Lady. Of course, you know, Harpie Lady 1, but she's also treated as Harpie Lady, so if you're Prohibition, Harpie Lady, she's stuck too, that's what I'm saying. This deck is very vulnerable to Prohibition, and, you know, it needs to be careful what it does, and make sure that it runs the MSTs and definitely the Harpie's Hunting Ground. Next we run 2 Harpie's Pet Dragon. You only run 2. You don't need to run any more. Those of you thinking about running 3, don't. It clogs, and you don't want to draw it. It's the worst card to draw in this deck. You definitely don't want to draw it. It sucks to draw. There's been plenty of duels where I've just drew it multiple times, both copies, and it's just like, wow, okay, now I can't even go into any Draco Sack plays or anything like that. But definitely, if you want to go into some Draco Sack plays and big guys plays, and I know you do with Harpie's Channeler, definitely run Harpie's Pet Dragon. It also has Harpie in its name, so you can pitch it for cost if it's in your hand. I don't think you can't bring it back with Party because it's Harpie Lady, and this card is not Harpie Lady. This card would be so much better if if it was just a normal monster, it'd actually be better. But and of course, it just has to have an effect, which isn't even that good. You get 300 attack and defense for each Harpie Lady on the field. Ooh, so good. Not really. Whenever you summon, it's usually in defense anyway, so it's great. Run 2 Summoner Monk because your spell count isn't too high, but definitely one of the best plays you can do is go Summoner Monk, pitch Sign, Hysteric Sign, and then during the end phase you will get it because it just the card, all it says is when this card is sent from the field or the hand to the graveyard. So literally, you can pinch Sign for Summoner Monk's effect as cost, and you will get that effect during the end phase. So definitely helps, and it also allows you to help with consistency and go into some rank 4 plays. Next we run 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. Fairly decent. This one I got from my friend Edson, and it's been doing pretty good. You can just summon him with Summoner Monk, or just let him die, and you can go ahead and return cards that are face up on the field back to your hand. Once per duel by paying 400 life points. So you activate Sign, you want to return it, go ahead. Fiendish Chain, that's not attached to anything, return that too. Hysteric, oh my god, I keep on forgetting the name of this card. Harpie's Hunting Ground, if you want to. A party that's, empty out of targets because you exceeded with all the monsters. Return that back to hand, reset it. So, definitely helpful. And I don't mind it being in the deck so far. And of course we run Thunder King Ryo. Thunder King Ryo is definitely a win condition. This deck doesn't search that often. You can see definitely a lot of Harpie decks that been doing really well, like not Patrick Hope, and Billy Break and them. They run like Mistake because this deck doesn't search that much. So Thunder King Ryo definitely helps. He's a win condition within himself. You drop a Thunder King, sets in background, and sometimes you got to do a lockdown. So definitely Thunder King is a good addition to this deck. They're probably wondering like, oh well, you're missing some monsters. I know some people play Tempest, some people play hold on, let me remember his name. Birdman. Yeah, some people play Birdman, but me personally, I was testing them. In the end, I decided not to go with them. I decided to take them out, and yeah, this is what I came to. We run 1 Elegant Egotist. Alright, don't get on me, because I know that was that one episode that I was freaking out about Elegant Egotist and why it wasn't working, because I didn't realize that you couldn't revive from the graveyard. It's just the hand of the deck. I was getting confused with Hysteric Sign, in which Hysteric Sign could grab the Elegant Egotist from the graveyard. That was totally my bad. I apologize for that. In which I was running at 3 because I was like, why wouldn't you run this card at 3? You can summon it from hand, deck, or graveyard. You can always get a Harpie Lady. But nope, that's not necessarily the case. And in that duel, I ended up drawing all my Harpie Ladies and summoning all my Harpie Ladies, and then this card was pretty much a dead draw. So I put it down to 1. You can search it with Hysteric Sign. It's a good card. You should definitely run it at 1, but you don't have to run it any more than that. So I put it down to 1. Next we run 3 Hysteric Sign. Of course, Hysteric Sign is probably the MVP spell card of the deck. You activate, you can add 1 Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And during the end phase, if this card was sent from the field or hand to the graveyard, you can add up to 3 Harpie cards with different names from your deck, and you can only activate Hysteric Sign effect once per turn and only once that turn. So if your opponent goes Hysteric Sign and search for Elegant Egotist and you MST it, they will not get the effect during the end phase to search for 3, because you can only activate the effect of Hysteric Sign once per turn and only once that turn. So it's not like you can activate once per double that turn. So like I said, best card, you just, your opponent MSTs it, or you send it to the graveyard with Summoner Monk, or you pop it with your Harpie's Hunting Ground. You're plussing 3 at the end phase, so that's really great. You can just go ahead and add a Channeler, a Queen, and a Dancer. Just go ahead and add them to your hand. Really great. Next we have 2 Harpie's Hunting Ground. You don't really need to run it at 3. It's a good card, but it's not that good. It gives all winged beasts 200 attack and defense, and then whenever a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sisters, if you run that, will be normal summoned or special summoned, the player who conducted the summon can target a spell trap on the field and destroy it. And it's not can. It's mandatory. So literally, if this is the only spell on the field and you summon Harpie Lady, you have to pop it. If you do a multi-summon through Hysteric Party, they're all summoned simultaneously, so you only get one pop. I just wanted to clear that up for any of you who did not know that. So it's not like you go Hysteric Party, summon a whole bunch of Harpie Ladies and get to pop a whole bunch back. No, they're all summoned at the same time, so you get one pop. And we got 3 MSTs. I know that this deck has its own MST through the Hysteric... The Harpie's Hunting Ground. I literally just looked at that card, I keep on forgetting its name. Through Harpie's Hunting Ground, but I personally like MST a lot, especially in this triple tanky, a lot of back row format. MST just be putting in that work. If push comes to shove and you're really desperate, you can just go ahead and set your Hysteric sign and then MST it and then plus. But, you know, that extra back rail popping just to make sure your plays go off is just definitely good. And MST is a really good card. That 1-for-1 is just great. Next we run 1 Book of Moon. Book of Moon is great to this format. You know, some people are taking it out of their deck. I do not know why Book of Moon is really that good. People think it's a -1, but if you use it really smart, really wise, it can definitely give you advantage plays. It doesn't matter if you're winning, losing, it doesn't matter. Book of Moon will always be there to help you. Decks play Royal Decree, but, you know, Book of Moon is not a trap, it's a spell, so, you know, you can get out of like some deck trying to OTK you with the Royal Decree. So definitely Book of Moon's a good card. If you're not running in your deck already, I definitely recommend that you should put it in. We've got 1 Dark Hole. Some people have been taking out Dark Hole. I personally really like Dark Hole. Even when you're an advantage in the duel, drawing that Dark Hole is always good, just because you know, shit backfires if, you know, your opponent turns down the duel. At least you still got Black Hole Dark Hole up your sleeve. So definitely Dark Hole is main deck staple for me. You know, I see some people taking it out of their deck completely or putting it in their side deck. I say main deck it, and if it's not good in the particular duel, then go ahead and side it out. But definitely I think you should just start off the duel with it in. And that is the spells. Then I will go ahead and go to the traps. I got of course, the limited. People say it's a trinity because I don't think they include Compulse anymore. But of course, Bottomless Warning, Torrential. You know, you gotta run the traps, stop your opponent. Compulse. Some people are taking out the Compulse. They feel that it's like a -1, and me personally, I definitely still like Compulse. Compulse was arguably the best trap card at one point, and now people are taking it out. I just don't understand what they're thinking. You know, you just gotta be wise with it. You know, I mean, of course, in some decks it's bad. It's not the best matchup. If you're going against Boojins, of course you don't want to Compulse anything. But you know, in particular matches, you know, like you know, Madolches or anything that exceeds their synchros, definitely this can make your opponent neg just by compulsing their monster right out of the way. And you know, it can stop your opponent from defeating you. Overall, Compulse is just a really good card. I mean, it's limited to 1 for a reason, so I wouldn't take it out. I personally still like Compulse. I mean, for goodness sakes, I play Constellars, so if I hate Compulse, then why am I playing Constellars, right? So, yep, 1 Compulse. Got 2 Mirror Force. Mirror Force is good, you know, for blocking your attack when your opponent's attacks when they spam summon. This deck has consistency issues, so you can allow your opponent to build up some monsters and then Mirror Force and, you know, take all our monsters away, plus on your opponent for playing this card. Mirror Force is not that good this format, because there's so many decks that, you know, aren't really phased by Mirror Force. Especially if you're going to these upcoming YCSs, you're going to see rogue matchups such as Dark Worlds and Fire Kings. Boojins, they always drop the the hare before they drop the turtle now. So they can easily block your Mirror Force with the hare because they drop the hare before the turtle. Beals is now, you know, a legal card now, so definitely, you know, I think it's about time that it's D-Prison's time to shine. You should definitely take out your Mirror Forces, or put Mirror Force down to 1 and put in 2 D-Prisons. That's just my personal suggestion for you guys. We run 3 Phoenix Chain. 3 Phoenix Chain is the shit this format. You know, Fiendish Chaining your opponent's monster, negating your effects, also blocking their attacks. If you're not running 3 Fiendish Chain in this format, or 2 Fiendish Chain in a Breakthrough skill, or Fiendish Chain with Effect Veil, or something along those lines, you're going to need that monster negation, definitely this format, because if you don't got it, you're going to be asking for it to get, like, especially Excite Knight. Excite Knight is just a key reason why you should be running Fiendish Chain. And we run 2 Hysteric Party. You're probably thinking you should be running 3, but 3, I was testing it, was getting really cloggy. There's not enough Herpie monsters to be running this card at 3, so 2 is fine. And, you know, it's kind of like a win condition card. Discard a card, and especially summon as many copies of Harpie Ladies from your graveyard. And, bareback. Alright, I'm back. So, definitely, you should be running this card. You can summon the card that you did discard for a cost when you activate this card. But like I said, you only really need 2. 3 is really cloggy. And, yeah, that's not such my trap lineup. You're probably wondering, like, well, why aren't you playing, you know, Icarus Attack? Really, I really didn't have room, and this deck already has consistency issues enough. So, you know, tributing your Harpies where you already have a low monster count is already a no-no in my opinion. And, you know, it's hard to get a monster sometimes. There's been plenty of times where I'm trying to draw a monster in Harpies and I won't get a monster because the monster count's low and the deck is inconsistent. So, you know, Icarus attacking your Harpie Lady, I just don't feel like it. You should be doing it. Alright, so that's the main deck. Let's go to the extract. We run 2 Lightning Chidori. Of course, this deck being wind, so you can literally just have 2 winds, make a Lightning Chidori. When this card is XC summoned, you target a set card, put it at the bottom of the deck, and once per turn you can detach XC material, target a face-up card and put it at the top of the deck. So it can get rid of pesky, you know, XC monsters, just monsters that you don't want your opponent to have on the field. And then when it's summoned, target a set and put it at the bottom, so, you know, they have to either shuffle the deck or they gotta wait all the way till, you know, the end of the duel where they're about to deck out just to get that card back. So definitely, if you're gonna run Harpies, definitely run a Lightning Chidori. We got 2 101s. You know, we can run as many 101s as we want because it's Dev Pro and I have infinite amount of money and I can run anything. So definitely this deck can, you know, dish out some 4s, so definitely 101 would be the perfect choice. I have room to run 2, so why not? You know, there's been situations where I make a 101, snatch something, and you know, something happens and I make another one and snatch it up again. So if you have the extra deck space and you got the money, why not run 2 101s? Pretty good. Run one Excite Knight. Like I said, this deck can make 4s. Excite Knight, definitely. If your opponent is up on resources than you, summon this guy, spell speed 2, attach extended material, and destroy all the cards on the field. Of course, your opponent won't take no further damage this turn, but hey, you just wiped the field, right? So definitely, if you don't have Excite Knight already, you gotta pick it up. I still need to get mine. He's just really expensive, and I wish I could find someone who's, you know, willing to get rid of theirs, but so far, to no avail. Run 1 Ice Beast Zero Fine. No, just a nice beat stick monster. Once per turn you can detach XC material from this card, negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. And if you do, this card gains 300 attack for each face-up card on the field except for this card. So in this deck you'll have things like maybe Hysteric Signs, Fiendish Chains that are main face-up, Hysteric Party, Harpie's Hunting Ground. You know, your opponent's cards too, so this card can easily get up to maybe 3,000 easy, so if you need to beat some damage in, you know, Zero Fine is your go-to card. Run 1 Harpie's Pet Mirage Dragon. I do not believe I've ever went into this thing since it's been in here, but you know, this situation might arise or come up. I mean, it's on the chopping block. If anything else comes up that's better than it, definitely it will be cut. But pretty much, and also there's a new card that came out that's even better than it, so I wouldn't be surprised if people will literally cut this deck out. This card out. This card can attack your opponent directly. Your opponent cannot target Harpie monsters for targets by attack or by effect, including this card. So, you know, pretty much you can't target this card for an attack, you can't target it, so unless you got a Mirror Force. This card will be ripping out 6,000 points of damage during the phase. You got to attach XP material. And it only applies when it has XP material, so pretty much you attack for 2,000, attach XP material, attack for 2,000, attach for 2,000, attack for 2,000, attach XP material, so that's 6,000 damage to your opponent directly, and you know, unless they got some kind of Mirror Force, there's not much they can do about it, so yeah. Run 1 Abyss Dweller. I already talked about this in the previous deck profile, and I'll talk about it again. Abyss Dweller is so good. This format, if you do not have a Abyss Dweller, make sure you pick one up. It's just so good. It's good against Boojins, it's good against Dark Worlds, it's good against Fire Kings, it's good against Artifacts, it's good against Dragon Rose. It's good against water. Like, it's just that good. You need to pick up Abyss Dweller. If you don't got him, he's getting expensive, so you need to pick him up if you haven't already. Run 1 Diamond Direwolf. It can destroy those pesky problem cards. Also, this deck does have Wing Beast, so it can actually pop and destroy cards besides itself. So if you don't want to destroy itself, you can always target Zephyros or another Harpy Lady, destroy it to destroy a card on the field. You run 1 Black Ship. Black Ship, sometimes you just want to send the card. Sometimes you don't want to deal with it. You don't want it to go to the top of the deck for, Lightning Store. It's just, situation arise. Black Ship is kind of falling off as a staple card, but like I said, if you got room and you need to find something just to jimmy in there, Black Ship, its situation will arise. So, I definitely still think that it's still up there in the staple rank force. You run the 1 Cowboy because Cowboy is staple. That extra 800 can win you duels, and when you think that, oh, I haven't summoned Cowboy in forever, and I want to take him out, don't, because the situation will arise where he will win you the game. He could win you the game, but he's not on the extra deck anymore, and your opponent can literally turn around the duel. Yu-Gi-Oh can be turned around very easily with a simple Dark Hole and summon something that you can't get over, because now you're down on resources because that Dark Hole you don't know. So definitely run the Cowboy. If you can go in force, run the Cowboy because he can get you game. We run 1 Heartland Draco because Heartland Draco is pretty much the new Harpy's pet Phantasmal Dragon. It only requires 2 monsters. If you have a face-up continuous, while you have face-up spell cards, this card cannot be targeted for attack, so that includes Historic Sign, Harpy's Hunting Ground. Your opponent can't attack it, and then once per turn you can attack Sea Material. This card can attack your opponent directly, but no other monsters can attack. In my opinion, it's probably like a new staple. How Cowboy can go for 800 per game. This guy can go for 2,000. He can just hop over your opponent's monsters and hit directly. It's pretty much the argument between 101 and Paladimino, where one you don't have to attack, the other one you do, but they both have their benefits. It's like 101 versus Paladimino, Heartland Draco versus Cowboy. But I definitely think that they're both good. We run 2 Draco Smacks because Draco Smack is the go-to 7. This deck can pop out 7s through, channelers, pitching, summoning Harpy's Pet Dragon. Definitely, if you gotta open up with that play, it's definitely good. Going Draco Sack and setting some back row is definitely a great play. And we got the 1 Big Eye because sometimes you can just, make a Big Eye and snatch up your opponent's monster and go for game, or just snatch up your opponent's monster just to snatch up your opponent's monster. Alright guys, that is the deck profile, so I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed Harpies. Like I said, be sure to tune back in at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time to see what deck replaced Harpies. Like I said, you guys are all freaking out. I saw you guys' comments. Some of you guys wanted Harpies gone. Some of you guys wanted Lightsworns gone. So how about both of them gone, alright? Now, this wasn't my plan or my idea at the beginning of when I first put up the video, but as the comments were flooding in and I was starting to create new decks and work and test Tinkercraft stuff, a new deck came into shine along with the whole Thunder family, and I'm going to be testing both out. So like I said, please support that deck. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for watching Harpies, supporting Harpies. This will actually be the second time they've been removed from Daily Duels. They were actually one of the original decks in Daily Duels. They got removed, they came back, and they're getting removed again. That's so funny. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support. And I will see you guys later today with some more Daily Duels.